In a decision issued today, Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, citing the 14th Amendment, has disqualified Donald Trump from appearing on the presidential ballot in Maine. Now fall. Qualified now fall. The Secretary wrote, I conclude that the record establishes that Mr. Trump, over the course of several months and culminating on January 6th, 2021, and culminating in used a false narrative of election fraud to inflame his supporters and direct them to the Capitol to prevent certification of false narrative of and direct them to the Capitol to prevent certification. Given he both encouraged it with incendiary rhetoric and took no timely action to stop it. Incendiary rhetoric. Took no timely. Joining us now, Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows. Joining us now, So I've been it's what air. So I've been it's what air. So I've been it's what air. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows. So I've been it's what air. We just heard Yale historian Professor Blight saying that we just says you then yes y'all were suffered then yes y'all were suffered Professor Blight saying that then yes y'all were suffered you got the 14th Amendment exactly right, and he is the highest authority on the 14th Amendment as a historian that I'm aware of, and so it's a real casket. It's a real casket. Exactly right, and he is the highest authority. It's a real casket. Worse than that, very one out of that. Worse than that, very one out of that. Worse than that, very one out of that. That I'm aware of, and so worse than that, very one out of that.
Thank you so much for having me this evening. And I think for your viewers tonight, it's really important to understand. Thank you so much. It's really important. Any registered Maine voter may bring a challenge. And then as secretary, I must, in fact, hold an administrative hearing. Secretary, I'm a hearing officer, not an advocate, to hear both the perspective of the candidate and the challenger. Both. They present evidence, they present witnesses, there's ability to cross-examine the witnesses and contest the evidence. They present witnesses. It was amazing. It's how ready to look at. It was amazing. It's how ready to look at. It was amazing. It's how ready to look at. Ability to cross-examine the witnesses and it was amazing. It's how ready to look at. And then my decision is based solely on the record of the hearing, on the exhibits and the witness and testimony presented. And then my decision is based on the record of the hearing, on the exhibit. The witness and testimony, so that is how I must make my determination. So that is how I must make my determination. So I was duty bound to follow Maine law. I was to ensure that candidates, all the candidates who appear on the primary ballot, are qualified for the office they seek. Are qualified for the office they seek.
I see you relying on the proof that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection is that he took no timely action to stop it. Engaged in insurrection. One. No time. And that is an actual fact of the history that we know. And this that is an and this that one you have earsy. One you have earsy. One you have earsy. History that we know. One you have earsy. And Donald Trump has never once suggested that he did anything at all during the time when he is accused of doing nothing to stop the insurrection. Ora, Athene. Ora, Athene.
Ora, Athene.
Anything at all. Ora, Athene. That seems to me to be a key element of the evidence you had to consider. You've been able to miss that.
You've been able to miss that. You've been able to miss that.
That seems to me to be a you've been able to miss that.
My decision is 36 pages. I encourage people to read it on the Maine Secretary of State website. Zero synergy. Zero synergy.
Zero synergy.
Decision is 30 synergy. Maine Secretary. The weight of the evidence, all of the evidence, made clear that Mr. Trump was aware of the tinder laid by a multi-month effort to delegitimize a democratic election. Private law. Private law.
Private law.
All of the evidence. Private law. Of the tinder laid. And then chose to light a match on January 6th, and then did nothing for a time. Yeah, dear. Yeah, dear. Yeah, dear. For a time. Yeah, dear. Remember the events of January 6, 2021, and this was borne out by the evidence that minor was in it. And this was borne out by the minor was in it. They were an attack not only upon the Capitol and on the government officials there, members of Congress. Members of former vice president, but also an attack on the rule of law. And it was also and the evidence demonstrated that they occurred at the behest of and with the knowledge and support of the outgoing president. That they occurred at the behest of
Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, who made history today, thank you very much for joining our discussion tonight. Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, who made history.
Thank you. Breaking it.
Breaking it. Breaking it.
Thank you. Breaking it.